With one of my favorite artists, and we were just working with your daughter. I saw she was here earlier.
She was here, she was here earlier signing some autographs. And
Strawberry shortcake, right?
Like the opposite of Kagemono, right? Yeah. Ape Entertainment, who I had worked with on the Shrek comic, had approached me to do Strawberry Shortcake, and I don't know anything about Strawberry Shortcake. I played with
her. Come on.
But I'm a boy. I played with Star Wars figures, right? And I said, I'll do it if I get to work with Meredith and if she gets credit. And Ape loved that.
Nice.
And for me, it wasn't so much a writing gig, although I was glad to have the gig, but a way to bond with my daughter, which is really hard for a guy to do, you know? Because all she's into is video games and cartoons and manga and Pokemon, and I'm tired of Pokemon, let me tell you. It's all we hear about. But she loved Strawberry Shortcake, and we rented 4 hours of videos and watched them all and did the research together, and we mapped out Strawberry Shortcake's Berry Bitty City where they all live, and we wrote the story that became the Blueberry Flu. I'm sorry, I forgot the name of it. It's called the Blueberry Flu. Strawberry gets the Blueberry Flu, and her friends have to help her run the restaurant. And it was a great experience, and their fastest selling book. It is, no kidding, the fastest selling book I have ever had at a con table. I can't keep it in stock.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's tremendous. And Ape liked it so much that when they launched the second Strawberry Shortcake series, which comes out this June, they didn't ask me to write a story, they wanted Meredith and I to write a story. So she will have her second published comic now at the age of 10 in June.
Wow. Now how does she feel about it?
Oh, she's a star. She loves it. And it wasn't just for us to bond together, but every 9-year-old girl, 10-year-old girl needs a little self-esteem boost.
Yeah.
So she comes to a show and gets to be a star for half an hour or an hour.
That's awesome.
I told her for this show, because she really wanted to go to Ace and she'd never been here before, and she really wanted to go shopping in Artist Alley and shopping in the vendors. And she kind of wanted to do the autographs, you know? I said, sweetie, sign autographs until it's time to go shopping for Pokemon, and then we'll get up and go. And she did, and she was great.
What differences do you feel there are in working with an established franchise that is that one is enthusiastic about, such as Batman?
And as a built-in audience.
Yeah.
And Strawberry Shortcake, too.
You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. Versus emerging properties, that is one that not so familiar with, like Daddy's Girl.
Well, like the independent books that have done, like Reading with Pictures, like Omega Comics Presents, which is a boutique comic. You can only get it at shows from the creators. It takes more promotion, but I believe in the product, and when I can persuade fans that, look, you like Batman, you like my work on Strawberry Shortcake, take a risk at this, it's really rewarding when they come back the next day and go, wow, I'm so glad I bought that book. I'm so glad I bought Kagemono, especially Kagemono. I mean, I've never once heard a complaint. It's like, wow, that was the scariest thing I've ever read. And there's no Bat, there's no Superman, there's no Wonder Woman, but they love that book, and reaching them and bridging that gap is kind of what I needed when I was younger, because all I read was superhero comics until I was in my 20s and didn't really do alternative comics until I was older. And I wish I would have known earlier and could have bought books like Love and Rockets, you know, or The Crow when it was coming out in singles instead of the trade paperback later. It would have been great to have been more adventurous when I was a comics reader, being much younger. Now I'll read anything. Yeah.
But sometimes you need that little push.
You need a push. You need somebody to hold your hand and say, hey, this is really a book that I think you'll enjoy.
Now, tell me, we were talking earlier with Trevor. Tell me what your involvement with Reading with Pictures is.
My involvement with Reading with Pictures has been a creator, a contributor, but also as a volunteer. I believe in the product. I want to stand on the mountaintop and tell everybody this is a great project. Yeah. And you know, the motto of Reading with Pictures is getting comics into schools and schools into comics, and that's something I believe in. It's like what we were talking about before, anything that gets kids reading, anything that gets kids learning. And reading is the building block for all future education, math, science, history. It all starts with reading.
Well,
parents who say their kid wasn't a reader or was behind grade or didn't want to pick up books, and then they got into comics. My child was autistic. My child has Asperger's and couldn't focus long enough to read a book. But they read comics and they develop the love of reading and the love of learning that comes with continued reading. And to me, those stories, that's all that matters. I mean, it's a cliche when you say, if I can just reach one kid, but it's really true. It's absolutely true.
And especially with something like that, I think you're going to get kids talking about it with their friends.
Yeah.
And that's going to get them to think about it more just
to keep the conversation going.
Keep it going and learning more.
Right, and the graphic textbook, the next Reading with Pictures book,
Right.
is about now persuading, not librarians, I'm sorry, library directors
Right.
and school directors and school board members and superintendents that, yes, here's proof of concept that kids enjoy reading and can learn from reading. The graphic textbook is an actual textbook
Right.
that follows core curriculum standards that kids will be able to learn from in the classroom.
That's amazing.
It is, and it's terrific.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, so tell me about the new strawberry shortcake that you've got coming up.
The new Strawberry Shortcake series is Abe's first sequel. The first miniseries was a 4-issue miniseries that came out last year. It sold so well and so quickly that American Greetings agreed to do a second miniseries.
Cool.
And I believe it's going to be coming out every 2 months instead of monthly. It's again 4 issues, and I have a story in the first issue that I wrote with Meredith, and a story in the third issue that is actually kind of a sequel to a story that's in the second issue.
Okay.
So these are all self-contained stories in each issue. You don't need to read the whole series.
But they can kind of.
It
Connect
kind of
with each
builds,
other.
right.
Okay.
So in my first story, the one that Meredith helped me write, Strawberry Shortcake loses her cookbook. And she runs a cafe, so that's a bit of a disaster. So her friends use their own recipes to help run the shop.
Fun.
I swear to you, that was Meredith's idea. I was out of ideas. I didn't know what to pitch. She's like, well, I have this great idea for a story. And better yet, she says, and we could put the recipe in the book. And they are. So my daughter's recipe for strawberry granola yogurt parfaits is going to be in the book. The
Fun.
third
That's
story
awesome.
is the hunt for Blackberry's treasure. The girls find a pirate map, and they go through all over the beach, and they have a little adventure, and they find some treasure. It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Talking with you. Thank
you.
you so much. I'm so excited to see here. I gotta check some of the stuff out personally.
do.
I will definitely do that.
And tell
I'm
your friends
excited.
about Reading with Pictures.
I will.
If
I most definitely will be.
Can I plug the website?
Go for it.
It's readingwithpictures.org. And you can learn all about Reading with Pictures and the graphic textbook there.
Put it this way, I'll be posting it on Facebook. So
Carol.
thank you, Russell. It's such a pleasure seeing you. And like I said, I'm checking that out, and so should you guys. Thanks.